It's that time of the year again. The only month where you get to validate knocking on your neighbor's door to take free food without consequences. Halloween. Sonaria has been transformed in celebration of this spooky event, introducing a number of new missions, mini-games and unlockables, as well as the return of some familiar yet terrifying faces within the event shop. So with all of this new content introduced to the game, you may be wondering, what really is the best way to make the most out of the Halloween event in Creatures of Sonaria? Well, without further ado, let's get right into the details. Although the option of mutation hunting probably isn't the most practical nor the most popular choice for many players, it is by far the most effective way of gaining those extra mushrooms to spend unlocking new species within the game. With both buyers and sellers looking at prices for over 5,000, 20,000, and even up to 300,000 mushrooms, you would be surprised at how valuable these Halloween mutations truly are. So how do you obtain these mutations? Simple. Similarly to how most other event mutations are obtained, you just need to be nested with the species you would like to have with the mutation, and there will be a small chance for you to gain either the ghosty, headless, or zombified mutations. The chances for obtaining these mutations have not yet been made public. However, it is known that the ghosty and headless mutations are more difficult to obtain compared to the zombified mutation, with the ghosty mutation being the most valuable and sought after out of the three. Additionally, by using the magic frog plushie on the creature that is nesting during this October, your chances of obtaining one of these mutations can be further boosted. If you have obtained a role-limited species or female slot in your inventory, farming for either a Sigmatox, Somnia elis, or basically any other rare species practically guarantees a high selling price for these Halloween mutations. It is recommended, however, to keep these rare mutation slots saved for a later date after October to be auctioned off, as they are highly sought after and will most likely rise to double, triple, or even higher values when they are no longer obtainable. There is also the option to farm for triple mutations with these event ones, further increasing the value of your slots.
On the PD200X is bright with very impressive trebles while not needing a pop filter.
However, on the other hand, if you are more of a casual player in the game that would much rather enjoy the new features and gameplay added to this year's Halloween event in Creatures of Sonaria, then completing minigames for the candy currency may be the most practical way of earning some of the returning Halloween creatures. So far in this update, there has been the introduction of 6 unique minigames, including the Halloween Obstacle Course, Costume Contest, Potion Rush, Werewolf Fang minigames, Time Race, and the Pumpkin King boss fight. Each of these minigames reward you candy by completing certain tasks, with Werewolf, Fang, and Potion Rush having a similar premise where you are required to collect items and return them to a drop-off point. The Werewolf Fang minigame rewards you a set amount of 60 candy per 5 fangs returned and has a 5-minute cooldown. This minigame is exclusively located within the Redwoods biome, where the fangs will spawn. There will also be a distinct sound that plays when you happen to be close to one of these collectibles, aiding you with finding the ones that are more difficult to locate. This minigame requires some focus and is fairly easy to complete once you have memorized the few spawn locations where fangs could appear. It is recommended to play this minigame as a pastime alongside the Potion Rush minigame to maximize candy profits. Speaking of Potion Rush, this minigame has a low cooldown of only 1 minute per play and is a lot more straightforward compared to the werewolf minigame. This minigame is probably your best option to gain candy fast compared to the other three. I recommend playing as a low-age, low-tier species for this game to maximise speed, such as the Brekyak, and preferably with the serpent plushie attached in order to reduce the time it takes to turn around after collecting items. Although, the Pumpkin Dash Time Race is also a good minigame to farm if you are playing as a low-tier species, with a wait time of 1 minute and 30 seconds where you can earn 30 candies for completing the course, albeit the distance of this minigame is quite far from the other 5. The Halloween obstacle course, similar to the Werewolf Fang minigame, rewards you a set amount of candy. With a 1-minute cooldown and a final reward of 90 candies, it is an engaging, yet challenging way to be making you some quick profits. If you are patient enough to dedicate the time to practice this obstacle course, you will find it a great strategy for obtaining rewards. As this minigame does not change in any way, it is quite easy to get the hang of it after a few attempts. I recommend playing as a low-tier species with the climber ability to catch any risky jumps. You can see me playing as a Beluvaraptor here, and having the Snowman plushie equipped if possible, as this ensures speed and jump height to be maximised and constant throughout the minigame. Now onto the most rewarding minigame, Costume Contest, with a total of 100 candies. Albeit the cooldown of this game is absurdly high, with an average wait lasting you 30 minutes, the amount of candy you can earn from this minigame is by far the highest out of the 6 available. However, even with these rewards, I do not recommend playing this minigame, as the wait and vote time for Costume Contest outweighs the amount you could be earning from completing other minigames in the meantime. Additionally, the new boss event, the Pumpkin King, and a new minigame Time Race have been introduced this week into Sonaria, providing even more methods of obtaining candy in this game. The reward system for this boss fight is similar to the Ice Yeti boss fight from the winter event last year, providing a range of different Halloween collectibles such as the Halloween token, plushies, pallets from this event alongside a fair amount of candy. This boss fight has a wait time of 15 minutes between each round, and each subsequent round lasting a maximum time of 13 minutes and 19 seconds, taking on average 7 minutes to complete the fight with a good amount of players. This, however, may be changed over the week as the developers continue to adjust the difficulty of the boss fight. Practically speaking, the boss fight would not be the best option to grind for candies exclusively, considering the amount of time it would take to fight the boss when you could be completing the minigames in a shorter amount of time instead. But it is a nice opportunity for obtaining new items if you aren't all for profits. Players will most likely only be interested in the boss fight for the first few days, so the best time to farm for the boss would be now. That's it from me today. Here's to hoping for a bountiful yield this Halloween. Sidelines,